Hi guys, welcome to today's episode for Trade of the Day. And for today's Trade of the Day, we'll be looking at the pound yen. Now, why I chose this pair is because last night we actually had a lot of pound related news being released, and the data that came out was a lot more negative than expected, right? So because of the negativity, that is why we actually see that price made this huge bearish engulfing candle here on the daily. Okay, another thing to note on the daily is that we have a support turn resistance, right? Price actually supported these areas twice. Okay, failed to break the highs. It went back down, it broke the support, and it came back to test that area before going back below. Okay, so clearly we are in a sort of a bearish configuration, and it would not be too crazy to say that price may actually go down and even test this level over the next few weeks, right? So, but let's just go into it. Let's dive into the chart and look at it from a technical perspective, and then we'll zoom into the 4 hours and even a 1 hour to refine our trading idea. So on the daily, like I said, price has broken the support and is a support turn resistance. Okay, if I draw a line here, all right, I can say that this is essentially our daily resistance, right? Because we have a daily resistance. Okay, that is one level to look at. All right, and we want to see how far price can actually go down. So we see that price has made sort of a zigzag pattern, pushed down, came back up, tested, and looks to be going down. So we can use a Fibonacci extension. Okay, so let's use a Fibonacci extension and open up all retracement levels. Okay, we have the 100% over here and the 61.8% over here. Okay, so let's look at 100% because it will give it a bit more room to breathe for the daily support. Okay, and it's also right at the bottom of this this red candle here. Okay, in terms of price action, this red candle is actually a strong supply and demand zone. What this means is that while price made a strong push up, there was a pause in this area here, and this pause is probably due to a lot of buyer and sellers indecision. They think that there's a fair price to pay for the pound yen. That's why there's this small pause here. All right, so let's just select the 100% candle. Okay. And now that we have this, we can actually put the level in line over here and call this the daily support. Okay. So because I said that price actually broke below this resistance, this daily resistance, which is actually support turn resistance, can expect to see price push lower, right? Lower to the daily support. Okay, it's a bit harder to see now on the daily. Let's go down to the 4 hours to fine tune our trading idea. Okay, so I just want to focus on this current place. All right. Okay, so now we see this chart. We actually see that price made sort of a push down, came back up, held around here before making another push down. And what this means is that this is actually one zone. Okay, let's take a retracement and check from the recent high to the low. We see that the daily resistance that we found is actually the 38.2 retracement level, and price actually tested the 50%. Okay, so I want to select the 50% to show that this is really sort of a zone. Okay, I'll draw a box. Okay, so this is the resistance zone, right? Okay, and what we want to do on the 4 hour is also to identify the 4 hour support level. This daily resistance can also work as a 4 hour, can also be our 4 hour resistance. Okay, because it's quite close to price right now, right? And we see that price has been hovering here, and even if we take in close, we can see that price sort of made sideways motion over here. Okay, so let me just tidy up this chart a bit. It's easier to see. Okay, so what we expect price to do is that price is also clearly in a downtrend, even on the 4 hours. Why? Because price made a high here, okay, and then it made a lower high. At the same time, price made a low here, and it made a lower low. Now we have a lower high, we should expect to see a lower low. Okay, and when price does that kind of thing, okay, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, we can say for sure price is in a downtrend. All right, so now that we're on the 4 hours, we want to see how far price can go down. Okay, so let's do we can actually see zigzag over here, which was essentially what we took on the daily. All right, but just to, because now we zoom in, let's just try to use it again and see whether we can find any clearer levels. Okay, let me bring out all Fibonacci ratios. Okay, so as previously highlighted as the 61.8 here, on the daily it seems very close, but now on the 4 hour we see that if we were to extend this all the way back, right, there's sort of a level here. The 61.8 has sort of a level here where there's a resistance, price went up, came back, tested it, it became a resistance turned support. Okay, so this 61.8 could be intermediate target level as well. So let's put that in. It's an intermediate target level, and let's call this the 4 hour support. Okay, and then we'll highlight this 61.8. Okay, so there you have it. We have the 61.8 and 100%. Okay, so what I'm thinking is price could make a small pullback like what it's doing now, and it'll go down to a 4 hour, react a bit, go down to the daily. Another way that price can react is it just drops down to the 4 hour, react, and then go down to the daily. Okay, so where then do we find the entry? Okay, for that, let's go down to the 1 hour to find the entry. Okay, let me tidy this up once again. Okay, now we see that price has made sort of a push up, sideways, and then one final push down, right? So we can take to find an entry, we can take a retracement from this recent high to this push down to this recent swing low, and then we find where is the Fibonacci level that fits in nicely with a graphical level, right? I can identify just by looking using my eyes that there's a graphical level here, right? This is a support, and over here it was a resistance, right? So it's actually a resistance. Price came up, tested it, turned support. Okay, so if we were to put it in, it will put the entry in something like that. Okay, let's call this our sell entry. All right, something like that. Okay, we use our retracement to see whether it falls in line with any Fibonacci level. Seems like the sell entry is very close to the 50%, but let's just confirm by opening out all Fibonacci levels. So the sell entry is actually quite close, holding between the 50% and the 38%, right? These two levels here. What's interesting to note is that the negative 61 projection of the Fibonacci retracement also falls in line with the 4 hour support. Okay, so how I'll do this is I will actually select the 38%. Okay, the 38, and then followed by the negative 27. Negative 61.8. Right, so there we have it. Okay, so what I'll do actually is I'll wait for price to come to my sell entry, and then I will go short from here. Okay, to this 4 hour, which is my first take profit, my TP1. Okay, now when price actually reaches my TP1, what I'll do is I'll close out, I'll take partial profits, about 50%, okay, and then I'll let the remaining 50% run all the way to the daily support, which will be my TP2. All right, and then you ask me, where is my stop loss? Okay, stop loss, if you really want to keep it super tight, I can put my stop loss right at the daily resistance level of 132.50, or my stop loss can be anywhere in this zone, right? It will still give you a very nice risk reward ratio. Okay, more than just the ratio, you know that if price were to break above your sell entry, okay, break above this daily resistance, and then retest and come out of this zone, okay, this zone that we've identified on the daily, then we know for sure that our bearish idea is wrong and has been invalidated. We can actually go the other way and go long instead. All right, so that's how we protect ourselves. We try to identify all the possible scenarios, and then we best angle ourselves to take those profits. All right, and another thing that we can check is the indicators. All right, we can see that the MACD is below 0, so it's telling us that price is in sort of a bearish zone. Apart from that, we can also look at the moving average, exponential moving. I prefer to take exponential moving average because it takes the current price, puts more weightage on the current price. See, so we can use a arbitrary number, say 34, right? And we see that when price is in a downtrend, right, price holds below the 34 moving average nicely. And when price is in an uptrend, it holds nicely above the 34. Right now we are below, and our sell entry is right at the moving average. Okay, so indicators are confirming a bearish price action. Price action itself is confirming lower highs and lower lows. So overall, we are bearish. Okay, and that is the trade of the day for pound yen. Thanks a lot for tuning in today, guys, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.